watching KWQC TV, the news leader, making a difference in the Quad Cities. Live from the Quad Cities, with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel, this is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, ways to lower your energy costs by using the power of the sun. Eagle Point Solar is here with details on residential solar power, along with options for businesses and municipalities. Sanctuary Studios is here, marking a milestone in business and making an exciting announcement impacting the future of community care in the Quad Cities. And later, the Spring Style Show is back. We'll get a preview of this fashion event combining shopping, socializing, and fundraising for an important nonprofit. You're watching Quad Cities Live on this Friday, March 14th, and we have a jam-packed show for you today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier. We are preparing for some potentially severe storms to make their way into the area tonight. I'm sure you've heard. So we're starting with a quick weather update. Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland is joining us now. And Eric, the weather team has really been tracking this for days now. Yeah, and the models even days ago were really on target about bringing a line of strong storms to the area. And now is the time to prepare, because in the next few hours, those storms will start moving into the QCA. Let's just take a few quick seconds here, and we'll go a little bit deeper into the forecast in a few more minutes. But to start the show here, let's time everything out. We've got some storms forming to our south and west already. And on ExactTrack, you can see that between 7 and 8 o'clock, the leading edge of these storms, which looks to be a little bit stronger along and south of I-80, will start moving into southeastern Iowa. By about 9 to 10 o'clock, really around 9 o'clock, we'll get into west central Illinois. 9 and 10 o'clock, we're looking at those storms moving through the metro Quad Cities. And between 10 and 11, most of these start shifting into our Illinois counties. And by about midnight, everything is done in terms of the storms. But it stays windy tonight, and it stays very windy for tomorrow. And that means a very blustery Grand Parade, especially going across that Centennial Bridge, our only two-state parade in the country for St. Patrick's Day. Morgan? All right, Eric, thank you so much, and we'll keep checking in. We don't want you to have any questions about what's going on outside, so our weather team will be cutting into programming throughout the afternoon and early evening, and we will also provide continuous live coverage on our website and our news app, of course. Well, my co-host Kyle Keel, you may be wondering where he's at. He's actually going to join us live in just a few minutes as we celebrate the grand opening of an East Moline business. And that business happens to be a member of the Greater Quad Cities Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Joining me now in the studio is Jesse Noriega, the executive director of that organization. Jesse, welcome to Quad Cities Live. Thank you. It's really nice to be here with you today. It is so nice to have you. We're excited to talk with you. So talk more about the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I know we have a broad Quad Cities chamber. You guys really dig into some of these businesses that have, Hispanic backgrounds, and, you work really to support them.
Yes, definitely. So actually, speaking of that, I just met with the regular Quad City Chamber here a couple days ago. We had a really great meeting figuring out how we could do some things together in the future, even to really kind of bridge that gap.
A good collaboration.
Yeah, definitely. Get that collaboration going between some of the smaller business things that we do and some of the larger business things that they do, including the small business things that they do that they feel that they can help us with.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So talk a little bit about how businesses can really benefit by becoming members of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Well, there's a lot of advantages as far as just the network connections. I run into so many businesses that might be looking for, whether it's different vendors or different pricing on things, and they're just not even aware of other local small businesses in the neighborhood that's down the street that could help them and even get them a better price, or something that could maybe help push them to that next level that they were just missing altogether.
Yeah, that's great. And as the new executive director, congratulations, by the way. It's a big undertaking, but it sounds like you're really making it your personal mission to really visit a lot of these businesses, talk to them in person. Why is that something that's really important to you personally right off the bat?
Well, it was big to me because a lot of things that we've heard over the last couple of years is we see some flyers, things that you're doing, we hear about some classes, but who are you guys? Who is the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for the Quad Cities? So really going out there, visiting those members, and letting them know that I'm not just here to see you once or twice a year. I want to get in there and stop by and visit. Take a photo with them. Let everybody in the public see that, hey, we stopped by and said hello today, and they're doing well. Come see them.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I think I've heard you say in the past as well, because you've been a board member, is that if you have something to celebrate and you're one of these businesses, let us know. I mean, let us celebrate you. That's also huge.
Yeah, and that's been another thing in the past that a lot of members weren't certain how to let us know when they did have events or specials that were going on, that we could push out on our social media, because we have a pretty large following, and it's great that we could touch all those different people, even from outlying communities that would maybe come in town to try or take advantage of some of the specials they would have. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being a small business, I don't care if you are a retail, restaurant, whatever you are, I mean, it's really hard out there, and so it's just nice to keep people talking and to keep those businesses top of mind across the Quad Cities.
I agree, definitely.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, actually, today we are actually highlighting some members who are part of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. One of those businesses is Creative Signature Cuisine, celebrating a grand opening this weekend in East Moline, and that's where my co-host Kyle Keel is joining us live from. Kyle, this is really a big moment for the business.
Yeah, it really is, Morgan. It's Jorge and Fernanda Hurtado who have opened this business actually back in 2021, just as a small coffee and pastry shop in Silvis. They outgrew their space, and we're now here in East Moline near the Bend. And joining me right now is co-owner Jorge Hurtado. Jorge, thank you so much for joining us. You know, you were on the show a few months ago kind of telling us, hey, work is underway on this new space in East Moline. We're here, and the grand opening is tomorrow. How excited are we?
We are very excited. We are ready for everything. And thanks for coming. Thanks for having us on this. It's very important to us. It has been a long path with my wife. Everything working so hard for the people to get the best our food, the desserts, the new drinks. So the business was growing. We grow with them.
And we were just talking with the Greater Quad Cities Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and the array of businesses who are part of that. So how does it feel to be a part of that community?
Oh, it feels really special because we have the contacts, we have the marketing, and they help us and a lot. And then something that we need, we just contact them, and they have always ready for us.
All right, so let's talk more about the history of your business, because this started in your kitchen, essentially at home.
Yeah, everything is a start in my kitchen, my home, with my wife. During the pandemic, she was doing cakes, desserts, cheesecakes. We had the culinary degree, and we decided to open a small coffee shop, and that was how everything started, super small.
Yes, and we're looking at some of the pictures right now of the food, and I mean, the food looks amazing. I've yet to try it, but I mean, some of these desserts just look incredible. So we still have the desserts, we still have the coffee here, but something new you've added is a big dinner menu, and as well as cocktails.
Yeah, we got the cocktails, the difference that we don't used to have it in the other place. We got kind of like a little bit of everything on the dinner menu. We got the steaks, we got short ribs, burgers. There is some pretty interesting new things that we have as appetizers as well. This one is the mezcalita. There's one of my favorites.
The mezcalita, okay, so tell me what's in it.
That's the mezcalita. It's made with mezcal. It's hibiscus. That's hibiscus mezcalita. We have two of those, passion fruit mezcalita, and this one is hibiscus. It's my favorite. Oh, it's super fresh.
Very, very fresh. That's exactly what I was going to say. It tastes very fresh. And then this one right here, pina colada?
It's a regular pina colada, traditional one.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a pina colada. This is very, very good as well. So, I mean, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and after-hour drinks, right?
Yes, we got also, there's my invent, there's a mole old-fashioned that we create here. We want to do like something with Mexican roots, just one drink, and this one is the most popular until now. For yesterday the soft opening, and tonight has been pretty good ones.
All right, highlighting that Hispanic heritage. That's what it's all about here at Creative Signature Cuisine. They're located at 213 12th Avenue in East Moline. And for those of you who are better with directions and locations, it's near the Bend. So if you're headed to the craft show here this weekend, maybe stop by for coffee, a pastry, something to drink, something to eat. And coming up the next half hour, we'll talk a little bit more about the vast array of the dinner menu and what is offered here at Creative Signature Cuisine in East Moline. For now, in East Moline, I'm Kyle Keel for Quad Cities Live. Morgan, we'll send it back to you.
All right, a fun afternoon for Kyle. Thank you. And of course, if you're interested in learning more about the Greater Quad Cities Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, follow the organization on Facebook. That's facebook.com/GQCHCC. And Jesse, of course, you will be back with us a little bit later. He's going to spend the hour with us, and we're going to highlight another chamber member a little bit later in the show.
Definitely. Thank you.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much. And still to come on QCL, if you're considering a switch to solar power, now may be the perfect time to start that process. Eagle Point Solar is here to explain why. Next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Today is Friday, March 14th. Excuse me. You've probably heard a lot already about Pi Day, but it also happens to be National Solar Appreciation Day. So we're using this time to recognize the benefits of solar energy and the role it plays in sustainability. Joining me now is Jim Pullen, President and CEO of Eagle Point Solar. Jim, welcome back.
Thank you for having us again.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. Lots to talk about, and we're going to kind of cover some different topics than you spoke about last time, which is great. But let's start with just the fun stuff. So obviously this is something you're really passionate about. So why should we all be celebrating National Solar Day?
Well, I think one of the things that we don't talk about a lot internally, but there's certainly external conversations that go on about lessening our dependence on energy outside of the country, outside of the state. And I think when you invest and build a solar array at your home or business, that's really the epitome of taking control, because you are no longer dependent on really anybody. You're generating your own clean energy, and I think sometimes that that message gets lost. So I think we should appreciate solar for the fact that it can contribute to help lessening our dependence on, again, outside of the country and outside of the state energy.
Absolutely, and for people that are really, sustainability minded, I mean, that's a big thing as well, that more and more people, I think, are educating themselves on it and caring about. So we are all noticing more and more solar panels going up everywhere. Now, do you primarily focus on residential areas, or are there other options as far as businesses are concerned and things like that?
Yes, so we've got about 4,000 customers today throughout Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin, and it's really a mixture. We work with residential projects with homeowners. We certainly work with business owners, businesses of all sizes.
Okay.
And one little niche I think that we don't always talk about is we've worked with nonprofits, specifically municipalities, cities, and counties who always have tight budgets and are looking for ways to save energy. We've got a number of clients in that market as well. And that's a really a growing market. So we really cover the whole gamut from residential all the way through government.
And we're kind of seeing that on the screen right now. Obviously, that wasn't a residential area, and it does make a lot of sense if you are using a lot of energy. If you have a sizable business or building, that can make a huge difference.
It can. Generally, energy costs are at the top of the list when you look at business expenses, operating expenses. So anything we can do to help control those certainly contributes to a business. And again, a lot of cities and counties and even schools are always looking for ways to save money, and we've helped a number of them.
Absolutely. Well, what should people do if they want a solar array to lower their energy costs, but they're really worried about being able to afford that initial switch?
Sure. There are a number of ways for us to install a solar array and not have an upfront cost. Residential, business, we've got a special program that we have used for nonprofits, for cities and counties. That tool is called a power purchase agreement. And it allows the city or the county, again, to build a solar array. There are no upfront costs. They don't have to worry about maintaining. All they really agreed to do is to buy energy that is generally cheaper than their utility rates. And as long as they continue to buy the energy over time, there comes a point in time in the future where they actually do own the solar array then. So it's a great tool. We use it very frequently, and again, Lots of people want to have solar, whether I'm a homeowner or a county, but not everybody is sitting on a lot of dollars in the bank just to get started.
Absolutely. So it's just good to know that there are options. So when people contact you, I mean, there's potentially something out there that can help out. And you do run promotions throughout the year, some of them very fun. So you have a current promotion underway right now.
We do. So we are offering a $200 Amazon gift card for anybody that will really sit down and talk to us. We're going to ask them to give us copies of their electric bills and then sit down and run through a quick report that we put together for them.
Wow.
There's no obligation. If you go that far with us, we'll give you a $200 Amazon gift card. Most people continue through the process from there, but at the end of the day, if it's not right from you at that point in time, you still get the gift card.
Wow, free money.
It
Free money
is.
from Jim. Okay, very cool. Well, if you're a homeowner or a business owner who's interested in lowering the cost of your electricity, you can schedule an estimate by visiting eaglepointsolar.com and completing their free solar analysis form, which is what Jim was just talking about. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're glad to have you back.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Still to come on QCL, celebrating the one-year anniversary of Sanctuary Studios, how this pay-what-you-can fully accessible space is setting an example of community care.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
With more than 4,000 visits during its first year, Sanctuary Studios has undeniably made its mark on our Quad Cities community. And now as the studio embarks on year 2, there is a renewed commitment to community care. Sarah Stevens is the founder of Sanctuary Studios, and she is back in studio with us today. Sarah, welcome.
Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. 1 year. You'll be celebrating next week from what I understand.
We will.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I just remember when we first started Quad Cities Live.
Yeah.
Last February, we had you on
Like right away.
Right away,
Yeah.
and you were talking about starting this thing, and wow, have you ever done it? You've made such an impact on the community. I hear people talk about Sanctuary all the time. It's recommended constantly. So that's incredible. Give us a little bit of background on the studio for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about right now.
First I want to say that like the everybody recommends it thing is maybe the best thing that a business owner can hear.
Absolutely, yeah.
So thanks for sharing that with me. So Sanctuary Studios is the Quad Cities' only pay-what-you-can home for movement and meditation. The pay-what-you-can piece matters a lot to us. I have this emphasis on accessibility, both sort of physically, like how we show up in our bodies, but also the other things that might keep us out of being able to move our bodies with other people, and that's often the cost of it. So we have 80 classes a month, and it's all pay what you can.
It's all pay what you can, which is truly incredible. And you kind of just touched on it. The accessibility is huge, and it goes beyond just being able to pay for it. It's like a welcoming feeling. I think is why it's so recommended. And nobody feels like they don't belong, which has always been something that you are passionate about. In any endeavor that you've ever started, that has been huge for you, and I think that's why people just love it so much. So talk more about kind of the various classes that people can sign up for.
Sure.
There is yoga, there's sound, and there's different meditations, things like that.
So we have just yoga. I call it just yoga because in a lot of other places yoga is tiered, so there's like beginner, middle, advanced. We don't do that at Sanctuary. At Sanctuary, you can be assured that everybody belongs in every class. So we call it just yoga. We have about 2/3 of our classes are just yoga. And then we have somatic sessions, which are a specialized method of movement that I've developed over several years. And it's a way for us, really the easiest way to say it, it's a way for us to know how to do something with the way we feel. I don't think we have a lot of practice at that.
Like harnessing different energies.
Yeah, emotion. Meeting our emotions. So we use repetitive movement to build heat in the body. We use traditional yoga sequencing to let that heat go. We do it 3 times. And the idea is when we leave the studio and we encounter things that feel like heat in the body, like rage and shame and terror and fear and embarrassment, we know what to do with that. Instead of having to shove it somewhere inside of us or numb it and run around it, we just kind of meet the experience. We learn to tolerate sensation. And the hope is that it carries out far beyond the studio walls.
Wow, and these are somatic sessions
Yes,
for
we have
anybody
those
that's
now
like
6 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just trained, I actually just got to train 5 teachers.
Wow.
So I teach Saturday mornings, my new teachers teach Monday through Friday. My goal is that half of our classes eventually will be somatic sessions, because this is the method of movement that people are showing up to and going, what was that?
Yeah, very impactful.
I want more of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sound meditation, I don't want to forget about that. Sunday mornings, it's incredible. If you've never done one,
right,
just come see us.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah,
so
thanks.
I mentioned early on your commitment to community care.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit more about what that means, especially to you,
Sure.
and especially in the capacity of running a business.
Yeah, this is a big deal to me. This is probably the thing that's most important to me about the studio.
Yeah.
When we first opened, everybody said, pay what you can, that's never going to work. We broke even in our 4th month. And that doesn't happen in first-year businesses. We exceeded break even in our 10th month. I think that what I want to say about that's most important is that we have this sort of dichotomy set up in our head. We either have charity or greed. Like there's nothing in between.
Right.
And I wanted to demonstrate that I believe that there is something in between, and the something in between is community care, which means I come with what I have, you do the same, and together we have enough. You don't pay more because somebody pays less.
Right.
You just show up with what you have. And I was confident that we would have enough if we came together to do that, and we've had more than enough.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing.
Thanks.
Gives me goosebumps. And that kind of transitions us into a really exciting announcement about another pay what you can, really great entity here in the Quad Cities, which is Nest Cafe.
Yeah,
so in honor of your 1-year birthday celebration, your 1-year anniversary, you're doing something really special for Nest, which is an amazing organization.
Yeah, so I decided a couple of weeks ago as we were coming up on this birthday, usually businesses have like a big party or something.
Right.
And that just didn't track with who we are and how I want us to show up. So we've done this great job creating community inside of the walls of the studio, and community is only as good as its reach, right? So I was like, how do we do this outside of here? So what we decided to do was pledge $1 for every visit, not every paid visit, but every visit that somebody made to the studio in the first year. So that's going to be over 4,000 visits in the first year. And then every year hereafter, which means that starting on March 20th, which is the first day of our 2nd year, we'll keep doing that. So it means that you can show up to Sanctuary, pay nothing, and just by moving your body with other people, you will have also contributed to feeding people in the Quad Cities.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
And nobody will be more appreciative than the folks over at Nest Cafe.
Yeah.
Truly amazing. Sanctuary Studios, if you didn't know, it is located at 1800 7th Avenue in Moline. To learn more or take a look at any of those class schedules, visit sanctuarystudiosqc.com. Sarah, thank you so much. And once again, a big congratulations for just the amazing work that you're doing.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, of course. Still to come in our second half hour of Quad Cities Live. The Spring Style Show is back this year, offering fashion, shopping, and fundraising. We'll get a preview in our studio. And later, the Greater Quad Cities Hispanic Chamber is back, highlighting another one of its members. We'll learn more about community health care.
And a line of thunderstorms already forming to our south and west there in western Missouri. That's the batch that'll be moving through here during the evening. We'll have the details on our Friday First Alert Day and what's to come for the weekend just ahead.
Accurate and reliable. This is your First Alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland.
Oh, so now it's the weather. Like destructive winds.
And this will be what we have to deal with for the evening hours. Right now, you can already see severe thunderstorm watches off to our south and west. This one that now includes central Iowa is out till 10 p.m., which essentially means that storms will be out of here by about 10 p.m. At the latest and moving our way. Some of this timing could be changed a little bit as this line sweeps in from northeastern Missouri. At the speed these storms are going, that might prompt an issuance of a severe weather watch here in the QCA fairly shortly. And there you can see these orange boxes. These are severe thunderstorm warnings that are calling for considerable damage with these storms as we get the strengthening of those storms as we go through the late afternoon and into the evening. So our first alert day, well, we've got the gusty conditions outside. You've noticed that. High fire danger, no outdoor burning today at all. It's the evening that we get the storms, 75-mile-per-hour winds or more possible within any storm. That's not to say that we'll all see that, but the strongest storms could produce As the Storm Prediction Center was talking about this morning, winds that could top off over 90 miles per hour. Still that threat of isolated tornadoes, EF2 or higher, although if we get more than just a handful of tornadoes, they'll likely be less than that in terms of strength. And there you can see, well, I'll just skip that graphic right there and go back to what we've got for the damaging wind probability across the entire area. But it's essentially south of I-80 where that probability for 70+ mile-per-hour winds lies. And there's our highest tornado threat. Again, also south of I-80 as we go through the evening. I do want to reiterate that for the most part, these storms will be passing through after dark, and they will be moving very fast. So if a warning is issued for your area, you won't have much time to react. So make sure you have a plan already in place going into the evening so you know where you and your family will be if a warning is issued and where to go as well. And if you haven't been into that basement space you usually use, go now and make sure it's all cleared out and ready for you and your kids if you have them. All right, so through 8 o'clock we get storms into southeast Iowa, west central Illinois by 9. Between 9 and 10, that line of storms moves through the Metro Quad cities with most of the strength along and south of, let's say, I-88. And then by about 11 to midnight, these will wrap their way up, and we're looking at windy conditions into our Saturday. Of course, that's parade day. Just want to remind you, we have a red flag warning for today because of the strong winds, no outdoor burning, and a wind advisory continues right through one Saturday morning with gusts that will continue to be around 50 miles per hour, stronger though as those storms pass this evening.
All right, lots to look out for, Eric. Thank you. Combining fashion, shopping, socializing, and support for local businesses. The Quad Cities Spring Style Show is back, and now's the time to secure your spot. The show is organized by several local boutiques, and we want to welcome Amy DeFow from Catch Boutique and Haley Sparkman from Brick and Mortar Boutique. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I should say welcome back. You've both been here before. I know you've been on Paula plenty of times. This is such a fun event, Amy, to talk about, and you guys took a year off last year, so people are like extra excited to get their tickets to this year's event because it's always a good time. Tell us a little bit about it, where the idea came from.
Yeah, the idea really came from gathering small businesses together and really helping support others in the process of also creating a fun event for our customers and showing the great fashion that the Quad Cities has to offer. Yeah. So we're really excited to host this event again.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Haley, there's also an opportunity, as we've mentioned a couple times, for guests of the event to not only watch kind of a runway show, but they can also do some shopping.
Absolutely.
How have you guys kind of incorporated other businesses in this?
Yeah, so we have approximately about 10 other small businesses coming, and we have kind of a bit of everything from permanent jewelry to make your own dried floral bouquets.
Oh my goodness.
As long as, you know, with a fashion show, and then there's raffles, and so we have a lot going on. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. So let's go over the schedule for the day just a little bit. So, Amy, doors open just before 1 p.m. And then we've got a while. We've got an hour to do our socializing and our shopping before we kind of like get seated for the style show. What can we expect for the show itself?
Yeah, so we have 3 different themes during the fashion show, and we're going to show off the guest of look today.
Okay.
But we're also going to be showing looks that you can wear on vacation as well as date night. So we're excited to kind of show off some different themes, how to dress in the manner of each different boutique, because we all have our own personal style.
Okay, wonderful. So let's just get started then and invite some of our models to come up. First, we have Lydia, who's modeling from Catch Boutique, which is Amy's boutique. Talk a little bit about what Lydia is modeling today.
Yeah, so Lydia has on a really beautiful spring Steve Madden dress that we just got in, and we picked this option because it's very feminine, very flirty, and it plays into some current trends with the asymmetrical hemline, as well as the multiple tiered ruffles on the front of the dress. And this is a dress you could wear to a wedding, or you know, you could wear it to Mother's Day brunch or Easter with a little jacket. Yeah. So we loved the, you know, the soft color palette, and it's kind of like an abstract floral.
Yes, it's really beautiful, and it goes along with that guest of theme that we were talking about. Lydia, thank you. You look amazing. And next we have Tim Stopulus, who's modeling from Theo & Co., which is a really great boutique. I know there's a location in downtown Davenport. So talk a little bit about what we've got going for Tim here.
Yeah, so Tim is in a classic navy blue bonobo suit, and it's such a great look with the touch of the spring tie too. And you can also dress it down if you want and pair it with some white sneakers and get rid of the tie, but we love the colors of the tie and incorporating it with spring.
Yeah, that's really cool. And Theo & Co., I mean, we wanted to include because they are part of putting this event on as well, Annie, I should say. So it's nice to also see something for the men at something like this. You know, I think we focus a lot on the women, as we should, but it is really nice that we're looking out for the guys here and fashion here locally. Amazing that we even have it.
Yes.
So let's bring up from Brick and Motor. We want to take a look here at Lauren, who's got another beautiful dress on right now.
Yes, so she has a brand new dress that we just got in, and it'll be an exclusive look for the fashion show. It's beautiful. The green floral kind of has like a whimsical look, and the material is a little more casual, so you can dress it up, dress it down, wear it to a wedding, wear it to any type of, you know, spring event.
You absolutely can. It would be perfect for St. Patrick's Day if we had a day like today on St. Patrick's Day, you know, but you could still do that. You know, it'd be really cute if you did one of those like knit sweaters over the top.
Absolutely.
And then wore the bottom as like a skirt or something and a boot. Yeah, I'm
and the two-tone green is just,
yeah,
it's fun.
That is amazing. Well, Lauren, thank you so much. You look beautiful. So the Spring Style Show, it is coming up on April 6th at the Stardust, which is located in downtown Davenport, just a really great space. It runs from 1 to 4 p.m. You can purchase your tickets at Catch Boutique with locations in Geneseo, Davenport, and Coralville, or you can go to shopcatch.com and purchase those tickets online. Do it soon, because I think that this is going to be like an event that people are just super excited about and looking forward to getting their tickets to.
Yeah, thank you. And early bird ticket pricing lasts through the end of March.
Okay.
Tickets go up on April 1st. So.
April 1st, no fooling, April 1st. I had to. Okay. Haley and Amy, thank you so much. And models, thank you so much. You were wonderful today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Really appreciate it. Absolutely. Still to come on QCL, the Greater Quad Cities Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is back, highlighting one of its members, Community Healthcare. We'll learn more about it next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Well, as we learned earlier in the show, the mission of the Greater Quad Cities Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is about supporting, promoting, and enhancing the growth and success of our local businesses. And now we're highlighting another of the many organizations that it supports. Jessie Noriega is the executive director of the Chamber and is back with us now, along with Ellie Kenny from Community Healthcare. Welcome back, and Ellie, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. Jessie, first kind of describe for us why Community Healthcare is really such an important organization to have within the Chamber.
Well, you know, it's great to have organizations like Community Healthcare, because a lot of times in some of the smaller communities and so forth, they just don't understand or have a chance to get out to see the doctor. It's not been pushed. It's not a big thing. So having someone like Community Healthcare that come out there and advocate and come to some of our events and let people know that, hey, check up on your health, make sure you're doing okay, and get that checkup. It's great to have them on board.
Yeah, it is. It's so important. And so, Ellie, talk a little bit more about Community Healthcare. I mean, there's really a presence all over the Quad Cities, but really the services that you provide. I think a lot of people who've never utilized Community Healthcare would be surprised how much there is there.
Yeah, we do have a lot to offer. So we do medical, dental, and behavioral health care, but we also do so much more for our patients. We connect them to insurance, to transportation, to food, to clothing. Really, whatever our patients are coming in and asking for, we're able to help them, because healthcare is not just at what's being done at the primary care provider level. It's what is around you, and we want to support them in well-rounded health care.
Yeah, there's really a theme of accessibility there that I think you guys can help with that you may not find, you know, at other organizations, which is fabulous. So where's Community Healthcare located? I know I pass one almost every day on the way to work, but you guys have multiple locations.
Great, yes. We are located throughout the Quad Cities. We are in Davenport, East Moline, Rock Island. We also have clinics in Muscatine and Clinton.
Okay, yeah, so you guys are everywhere. So talk a little bit about who can be seen for care at CHC.
Absolutely anybody. We accept no insurance, Medicaid, Medicare, private insurance. Yes, it's probably the easiest clinic to figure out if you can be seen or not, because the answer is just we accept all ages, all incomes. anyone can be seen.
Wow, okay. And as far as appointments are concerned, I know a lot of people have, you know, they'll be worried about, well, I'm going to call this new doctor, but they're, you know, it takes 6 weeks, 2 months for me to get in. So roughly how long does it take to get seen, let's say, if you're sick?
It really is going to depend on what you want to be seen for.
Okay.
Right now we have lots of access within our pediatric departments, so if you're a child and you're looking to establish care, you can be seen right away.
Okay.
We also have an express care clinic located in Moline, and that is open to anybody in the community. So if you wake up today and you have a sore throat and you want to see a provider, but you're not even a CHC patient, you can come see us.
Wow. Okay.
And the great thing too is, even though we're by state agency, you can be seen in any of your clinics. So you can live in Iowa and be seen in Illinois. All of our providers are dual certified.
Wow, all good information. And one quick thing I wanted to ask you about too is, speaking of accessibility, you guys use an app. It's called MyChart. Talk about the benefits of that, both for physicians and for the patients themselves.
It's so nice for a patient to have access to their medical record at their fingertips. So having this MyChart app allows them to communicate with their provider through your phone, through your computer.
Yeah.
We are really excited that coming soon you'll be able to schedule your own appointments through MyChart. So we're really encouraging people, if you are a patient, download it and just be on the lookout for all these exciting changes that you can do within the app.
That's wonderful. Well, I want to thank you both for being here, and Jesse for just coming on and introducing this incredible community resource.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very cool. And if you want to contact Community Healthcare, all you have to do is call the number there at the bottom of your screen, or you can visit them on the web at chcqca.org. Very easy to remember that. Once again, Ellie and Jesse, thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Absolutely. Now, speaking of chamber members, we are headed back out live with Kyle Keel after the break as he celebrates this weekend's grand opening at Creative Signature Cuisine. That's next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
There is a business officially opening its doors this weekend in East Moline called Creative Signature Cuisine. Our own Kyle Keel is joining us live from that new location. And Kyle, there's also plenty of new items on the menu.
Yeah, there certainly are, Morgan. We are talking breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert. All of that you can get here at Creative Signature Cuisine in East Moline. This is right next to the Bend Expo, so you can't miss it. And joining me now is co-owner Jorge Hurtado. Jorge, thanks again for joining us. So let's get into it, because, you know, if you were a fan of the Silvis location, you're going to be a fan of this as well, because, I mean, you're offering that much more.
Yeah, right now we offer like more items. We have like extended dinner menu that we don't used to have in the other place. We are able to do like more fancy things. So for example, this brisket burger, the garlic parmesan with truffle oils, and this appetizer with raw salmon. There's more oriental flavors.
So tell me a little bit more about this salmon here. I'm going to give it a try. And as people at home know, I'm not a huge fan of seafood, but salmon is the one that I can handle. And you tell me that if you're not a fan of seafood, don't knock it till you try it, right?
Yeah, I would tell you, like, you don't have to try it. There's a pretty oriental flavor, it's pretty good, super smooth, creamy. And there's like soft. I don't think so. Like you do pretty much, you can feel the fish flavor on it.
Yeah, it's definitely not very fishy, but I think you make it up for the flavor. It's got a lot of great flavor.
Yeah, it's full of flavor. The sauce is a little bit complex. It has like 15 items just in the creamy sauce and that one. Cucumber, rolled salmon, and fries, red pepper fry. It's pretty good.
All right, very good. That's one of the appetizers available. You also have your truffle fries, the garlic parmesan truffle fries. Those can be an appetizer as well. But let's talk about this big burger, the brisket burger. I'm going to hand you the mic. I'm going to take a chomp into this. So tell us a little more about the burger.
Sure. This is one of my favorites. I'm really a meat lover. It's pretty big, but you can feel all the flavors. The barbecue sauce is made at home. It's homemade. It's a slice of brisket smoked, and it's a juicy pretzel bun. There's a plus for me, and amazing soft grilled onions, and it's a perfect match with arugula. It's a smoky flavors.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is delicious. Again, I need to learn how to take TV bites, but if you want to try this item or the many more breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even alcohol items here at Creative Signature Cuisine, you can find them at 312 12th Avenue in East Moline near the Bend Expo, and you can follow them on Facebook at Creative Signature Cuisine. Jorge, thanks so much for having us, and best of luck on the grand opening tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow it's gonna be the grand opening, so we hope to see everybody here. We start at 3 p.m. We have a bunch of things new. We could do like free testings, desserts, drinks. It's gonna be fun.
All right, awesome. Jorge, thank you so much. You can find their hours on their Facebook page as well. Let's head back to Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland, because Eric, our weather is going to be changing very quickly here this evening.
Yeah, this evening storms will be moving through, and they will be moving through rapidly. So if a warning is issued, make sure you act fast. And unfortunately, a lot of these storms will be moving through after dark. That makes them extra dangerous. Timing everything out between 7 and 8 o'clock, you can see that leading edge of the storms and fairly narrow band of storms gets into southeast Iowa, west central Illinois by about 9 o'clock, and between 9 and 10 we'll expect the arrival of those storms in the metro. After that, then they'll continue to move through our Illinois counties out of the area completely by about midnight. Morgan?
Great, Eric, thank you. Lots to look out for. It is time now, though, for our wins of the week. So we are quickly going to head back out to Kyle, who is live in East Moline. Kyle, what is your win of the week?
Yeah, so earlier this week, I was walking by to talk to our office manager, and she's like, wait, Kyle, I have something for you. If you didn't know, today's Pi Day, March 14th, or 3.14, 159, et cetera, et cetera. So a former math teacher of mine at Moline High School actually dropped off a tie for me. I didn't get a chance to talk to her, but I want to thank Mrs. Furch for giving me this Pi Day tie. I only wore it for the 11 o'clock with the severe weather going on, but I can't wait to wear that next year as well.
Yeah, Kyle, that's amazing. An amazing tie. I think it would be okay if you wore it. Yeah, absolutely. My win of the week, really quickly, is I'm participating in something benefiting Common Cord called Battle of the Businesses. And I got, we'll just say, roped into it. And people can go, basically different people from different businesses around the Quad Cities. They're going to take to the stage and they're going to perform songs, kind of like a live band karaoke. So more to come on that, though. Only quickly rehearsed this week. Thank you so much for watching. Your News at 4 is next.